You mentioned it, Luke, GDPR in parts of the world, privacy. Well, and we talked about the open bill, the open safety bill in the UK that the Parliament passed. Well, there are some rights groups, could believe it or not, that oppose this because they feel like it's threatening our privacy and undermining freedom of expression and likes. So the question really is, how does data privacy and protection laws are in conflict with anti-fraud and anti-money laundering compliance measures?
I'm cognizant that I keep jumping in.
Who would like to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to, but I'm cognizant that I keep hogging the microphone. So I'm happy to sit this one out until it's passed to me.
I could touch on the just. I know when it comes to data privacy laws, it's more on it's less data, limited retention when it comes to that versus AML. It's large amounts of data and elongated retention of that data to help facilitate with investigations. So I think that's what the conflict is. Now, I do believe, when it comes to federal or local, whatever investigations relating to fraud or AML or anything illicit, you no longer have the right to your data privacy, and just in my opinion, when it comes to that. Yeah. So I'll hand it over to Luke. That's just my thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, unsurprisingly, I agree. I'm always cognizant though that I'm not the. I'm not probably a representative person to ask, right? Because I wear T-shirts about this stuff. Like, I care deeply about this fight. And I think that it's a sliding scale and there's friction. So you got your privacy and your AML, right? And it's like full privacy means no KYC, just abolish AML laws. Everybody has totally non-compliant by current standards, but free private information. You may as well abolish AML altogether if you try to go for that level of the scale. Then the other end of the scale is essentially what people freak out about with like central bank digital currencies and they believe that KYC is itself, which is fairly non-contentious, but they think that that's like some sort of tremendous overreach and that they really are entitled to their financial privacy. I am a freak at the other one end of the scale, and so I acknowledge that most people are not at the end of the scale that I'm at. And the scale that I'm at is, I would throw my financial affairs absolutely open to the whole entire world. Every single transaction I would gladly share with the government. Kennedy, I can probably feel you shaking. Because that's the ultimate. We talked about the information flows informing decisions. That's the ultimate for AML. And yes, it is open to abuse, and I'm happy to accept that. That there's a trade-off there, and I have multiple other canaries in the coal mine, shall we say, for a free democratic society than my payments. You don't necessarily start world domination by instituting strong AML laws. Yes, they're free for abuse, but we have several steps along the way before we get. You don't just go, full AML, not that much financial privacy, more transparency, immediately autocracy. It doesn't work that way. So I'm okay with that. Most people aren't, though. Most people, there's a balance, right? Unfortunately, AML and politics go hand in hand. We rely.
I agree with that completely.
We rely on people, the electorate, giving them a mandate, most of them aren't like up one complete end. So I think that the answer has to lie somewhere in the middle. But to your original point, there is massive.